That is not acceptable. That is not acceptable. And that should, I mean, I think the rules should be way more strict. I know Gruesome Newsome, one rare L at this point was him pushing legislation that makes it harder for parents to abuse their children for content online, specifically family vloggers. And for those people, in my opinion, that feels like child exploitation. But I gave Ethan credit for not engaging this behavior. I gave Ethan credit for this and saying, yeah, I appreciate that you don't use your kids as content. And I don't think you should have CPS called on you. But he doesn't want to include that in any of his videos. And even though he admitted that he knows that I said, I don't condone this and I've never condoned it, he needs to keep pushing this narrative because he can't take accountability for the fact that he's overshared on his show. That's why they're all moving to Tennessee. That's so fucking gross, dude. I don't like family vloggers. I don't like them. They make me very uncomfortable. I think that's a pretty cold take. If it's a hot take, dude, fucking, oh my God. Someone donated $1. Jesus. Thank you. Thank you guys. I really appreciate it. It's, I really cannot explain in words how appreciative I am.
I'm not crying, you're crying. Crying face.
No, I'm not going to cry. I'm not going to pull a tech tone. I'm not going to do it. Or we'll stay strong. Okay. I want to get back to the rest of this video.
That the audience was going to get bored. This is what we came for, Ethan. And I'm going to sit here and watch the full 5 hours while you make a fucking fool of yourself. You look so dumb. And it's so disheartening knowing that the crew is stuck. Yeah, they can...
And like, I know...
Denims is streaming?
Dan is the one exception to this rule where he actively participates in the lies that Ethan pushes. Like, he engages with it. I mean, even with me, he did it. Where he has to be in on it. Like, he has to know that he's lying, that he's knowingly lying, and he's just getting his bag. I know, like, Zach and Word Love and all those other people, I don't know. I just, like, man, dude, it doesn't feel good for me to talk about people like Olivia and AB. Because I know if I was in that position, I would struggle hardcore, and AB is losing me. He's losing me rapidly. And it's like, dude, I know you're not a bad dude, but, like, why? Why are you making videos?
Can someone please link a clip from Avatar that involves character growth so we can get her to cry while she is vulnerable?
Stop. Why are you making videos on your channel defending this? Like, dude, come on. I don't have it on hand. Maybe if somebody else has it on hand. The fucking Arabs comment and the response to the fucking Arabs comment, this comment.
Not by choice, but because they were forced out. The vast majority went to the fucking Arabs. The anti-Semitic Arabs.
There you go.
What? There you go. What? That's my point. Are you okay? Okay, well, I mean,
no, you're too fucking delusional to realize what kind of racist nonsense you're fucking chirping on. That was my entire point.
It's historic. I mean, it's historical.
And I was like, it's okay. He's going to get on the show and explain and denounce the phrasing that he used here, right? And then they doubled down on it. Thank you. Thank you for this clip, Remy. I couldn't believe this, dude. I still can't believe it. Like, I'm kind of still processing this clip because it's so insane.
I knew in the moment you were using it as saying, like, obviously what I'm saying is the Arabs. But that being said, I knew in that moment that it was going to get clipped.
It didn't even occur to me.
Why? Well, that's why you have to regulate your anger in moments.
There's literally nothing I can do.
I kind of agree.
There's literally nothing I can do. I couldn't help screaming the fucking Arabs because there was nothing I could do.
With you, just because I know you, and I think you're right that there's nothing you can do.
Not just that.
It's still, I think it's a valid criticism, though, that when talking about something that sensitive, that keeping your emotions in check and just speaking calmly and clearly without,
to be honest with you,
using that kind of language, because it is going to get clipped like that.
Please, Ramallah Raider, please tell us.
This was
right.
5 hours of intense.
No, I get it.
Intense
I get it.
Conversation. Like,
that's crazy because at no point in that conversation did Hassan say, quote, the fucking Jews, end quote. Hassan managed to not say that after a 5-hour long discussion. What's Ethan's problem? That he couldn't resist.
There's a moment clippable. I mean, kind of understandable.
But like if Hassan said the fucking Jews, there's nowhere you would have dropped that.
Yeah, because it doesn't make. First of all, that's what. And what context does that make sense?
Well, if he was, I don't know, whatever
the Arabs.
Yeah, it would be within the context of the Nakba, and it would be anti-Semitic to make that claim because you're stereotyping and you're creating this group or you're making this group into a monolith, and that's incorrect. In the same way that you can't just talk about the Arabs as if every single Arab country is exactly the same, is governed exactly the same way, has exactly the same type of Arabs, when this is literally factually incorrect. The Arabs are a monolith. That's literally what Putin says about Ukraine. These are basically Russians. This is basically our land. This is basically our territory. We should be able to just take all of this. It's like, oh, these are basically all the same type of they're Arabs. It's all the same thing. We should be able to fucking genocide them if we want to. That's the next step of this argument.
There's a collection of a bunch of nations that all collectively kicked the Jews out.
Yeah, I know. No, I know.
If he said the fucking Jews, what is he talking about?
Yeah, I guess more comparable would be the fucking Israelis.
It would be, I didn't even use it like that. It'd be more like the Jews are, they're fucking complicit or something because it's not like I'm not saying fuck the Arabs.
No, I know.
I know you're not saying that, but that's also how this is the world we live in.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
So
can you imagine saying the fucking blacks and then later going back and saying, well, I wasn't being racist towards black people. I was just what I was saying.
I have two responses to that. One, I can't prevent this because these people are out and open liars, and they have an entire network of propaganda and disinformation. As you can see here, 18,000.
No, I got you.
And second of all, I think there is a time to raise your voice.
I'm sorry. What?
Because these people are out and open liars, and they have an entire network of propaganda and disinformation. As you can see here, 18,000.
Saying that these people are open liars, out and open liars, and they have an entire disinfo network, and the disinfo network is a clip of the two of them talking.
Second of all, I think there is a time to raise your voice and get passionate, and I think that was one of the times. And you'll see that the other clip that came out.
I'm not saying you can't get passionate.
Yeah, we're not talking about what you're actually talking about. Just giving people that clip.
Just uttering that phrase. I get it, but
I did not.
I also
honestly
understand what you guys are saying, but nobody's perfect.
I don't know how I never saw that section. Nobody is perfect. I don't have any words for that. It's so awe-inspiring that you can be friends with or married to someone who says an unbelievably racist statement and then defend it by saying, well, nobody's perfect. It's a really long stream. What? Okay. Which kind of makes me want to watch a little bit of this soft take video because I feel like this is a small microcosm of what this video is trying to talk about. That a lot of the stuff that Hila talks about on the podcast, she does not hold pro-Israel voices to nearly the same standard that she holds pro-Palestinian voices to. Ethan can fall over backwards on himself saying unbelievable statements, and it's 5 hours long, it was really hard, no one's perfect, that's not what he meant. And the second anyone else does anything that she disapproves of, they should be deplatformed. Okay.
Hey guys, it's the soft take, or newly referred as a
dumb fucking moron.
Hila Klein, once the reserved counterpart to Ethan. She was known for her awkward charm and subtle humor. In the early days of H3, she was the shy, friendly presence besides Ethan's loud personality. The things she would say were once lighthearted or grounded.
She left last time as an Israeli. She enters today as an American. Hila, how does it feel? Tell me everything.
I feel like now I can really ride it. We got the flags and the balloon.
Oh, yeah, sorry. I didn't get to finalize my point on that. Thank you for bringing me back. Miss Point, forget the fucking Arabs. The point is blaming the Arabs as a whole for Jewish explosion ignores the fact that these were discrete policies by individual governments, not a coordinated Arab effort. Sorry, you're right. I should have addressed that. First of all, to pretend like every single country had an expulsion of Jews for exactly the same reason because they all had the exact same hive mind is racist. It's objectively racist. I don't even have words for the level of racism on that. The reality is every single government for every single country that had a majority Arab people in it had different reasons on why the Jewish people left those countries. All of the French states Morocco is the one that I'm aware of most intimately. That was a French-controlled state.
Face. Proud of your greater success lately.
There
Well
was
deserved.
Western colonial rule that pushed the Jews out. And the government in power, the Arabs that were in power, tried to protect their Jewish population. At worst, the Arab population didn't care and were apathetic to the Jewish struggle, and at best, helped to protect and wanted to protect the Jews. And that's one country. Algeria is another one where it was under French colonial rule. Like, you can't look at all of these instances and then say, well, there was anti-Semitism in these countries.
Team deathmatch.
Literally, Russia's defenses, they were attacking us first. Also, there's a bunch of Nazis that we're going to take care of. And that's why we have to invade functionally. All the people pretending like they are a hive mind. Every single one of these Arab people is anti-Semitic, and they all collectively decided to push the Jews out, ignoring the Nazis, ignoring French Western rule, and then using it to justify Israel's resistance. Like, you lost me on every part of this. And I remember during the debate, he insisted on saying a point about Iraqi Jews being anti-Semitic. And it's like, we take your word at face value and assume everything you say is right. And yeah, I've been seeing this shit. Ethan Klein is actually so gross for this shit, constantly pushing lies about everyone who disagrees. Zionist has taste. Zionist believing that Israel retaliation of Israel after October 7th and saying that maybe it was a little harsh, but you know, how else is it supposed to be? Ethno-state that is Israel as an ethno-state. Grimlo, thank you so much for the raid. Jesus, thank you, Raiders. Welcome, Raiders. Hi guys. Hey.
DNMK comrade.
For anyone who doesn't know, I issued
hostile shooter
yesterday. I have opened a GoFundMe. Ethan Klein lied. Fucked up that Ethan knows that he has significantly more wealth than all of the people that he targets and attacks, and that he gets to get away with doing what he does. And if he retracts his statement and we read the entire letter. To retracting, I will happily do all of this. But I will be posting it on Twitter. I'll be posting this link on Twitter and everything. But yeah, the website is Ethan Klein lied. We were talking about the Instagram stories that he's been making, which have been insane. For not putting the hostages first in the Torah, or was it when I insisted that giving aid to Gaza was the right thing to do, or when I called out the plan to forcibly remove Palestinians from Gaza in a full op-ed in February? This is my other favorite thing, by the way. In that debate that Ethan had with anyway, people are so mad at me because what the fuck are you? Because you said that Israel's committing a genocide. People are mad at you because of all the other shit that you've done. It's the same shit here. Just because and then this is the next one. I'm going to talk about how, hey, you can take listen to them when they talk about their experiences
like Seth Rogen.
of sexual abuse and violence, which I've said before. The women who have come out to talk about their experience, I've said I believe them. I believe that rape happened on October 7th. I've said this since fucking day one. They've been trying to clear mass systemic rape, that rape was a form of punishment by Hamas on October 7th. well, this person saw this person who told them about this person. When you're trying to prove something as mass systemic rape, an investigation needs to be done for such a massive claim like that. Yeah, of course. There was evidence of single cases, but not mass systemic rape. Shout out to the first responders. The fact that Israel benefits from muddying the waters as much as possible, so they will rape.
Hey, don't worry, bud. You're doing your best.
And there's a UN report. They are incapable of producing evidence claim that there was mass systemic rape. And then they point at hostages and say, well, the hostages are getting raped.
More like Seth Rogen.
One thing at a time. We're going to get to the hostages next. We're talking about but they benefit from money.
MTC's nearly dry. Get serious, Crimson.
Hostages, how could you fucking love rape? And it's like, wait. We're the ones that pro-rape protests and marches? What the fuck are you doing? I haven't heard that long enough. Anyone who was here during Gamergate era, you know the story of Tim Pool and one of the things that pushed him into the trajectory that he eventually fell into was going to Sweden and saying, sorry, I got distracted for a second.
On the move.
Sweden saying isn't it really unsafe because of all the
rest and recuperate. Tomorrow you'll be running drills until you drop.
Move an evac point. Situation's full bar.
Gamergate. It was during the time of Gamergate where they kept pushing this idea that there's by Arabs. It was a big.
I've heard of the war on comedy, but this is ridiculous.
Genocide lies that were pushed by people like Lauren Southern, whatever, and that misused rape statistics to push this narrative that the Arabs are raping, and it is a stereotype for a reason, and it's used against Arab people for a reason. It is not a coincidence that thought it would be a good PR move to claim that the Arabs are raping, that of course they would commit mass systemic rape. They're Arab? Of course they're beheading babies. They're Arab because the claim, despite it seeming so absurd,
As stoked as I am, let's see what we can sick. Show the prize.
People, a racist idea. The goal of dehumanization.
Keep your greens fresher than ever with this astronaut-approved food storage system.
I can tell that you're a well-adjusted adult. In a conversation about how stereotypes impact different groups of people and how this is used to defend genocide, this was the best you came up with? All right. Intellectual juggernaut, I see. All right. But yeah, I do. Jesus Christ. We're almost at 13,000. Okay. Moving back. Wait, I wanted to show you guys something really good. We never finished this video. I'm sorry. We only got halfway through. And I've said it before. I really actually do feel bad for Ethan Klein fans that are still in there. Can I suggest an alternative to refunding the GoFundMe, donate to a Palestinian charity? First of all, I think that would be against GoFundMe's rules. Second, I would much rather that if Ethan Klein issues a retraction, that I would refund all that money and we would do a charity for...
Kill confirmed. All targets declared hostile. Happy hunting, Crimson.
Palestinian is more well-informed on which charities are the best to donate to. So I would refund it and then we would do a nice charity thing. Maybe bring on people, have some fun, watch some fun videos. Restart the video. I forgot to come back. It was Hassan.
Who went.
What kind of fun videos? What if we watched Ethan Klein's video? Go back and watch fun videos. That'd be pretty funny.
Coming from someone who went into the Hassan
We've claimed the advantage, now hold it.
membership, I feel like a fucking idiot.
Claim the lead.
Deploying RCXP!
He got angry and Hassan was making and I'm gonna sit here and watch 5 hours
using scalpel
yourself. You look so dumb, and it's so disheartening knowing that the crew is stuck. Yeah, they can They can choose
Hostile
to leave,
decoy!
but they have spent years of their lives. And what are they even and where are they going to go? Who is going to give them an opportunity? Now, being they have been there for how fucking long? 8 years, who are just
Come get me!
that they are all such amazing people. And the hate that gets thrown their way is disgusting.
Enemy UAV inbound.
In that situation, go for making
that's pretty clever.
And it's like, I think a lot of people say this running dry for 8 years.
Learned your fucking lesson yet?
Oh my God, I watched part of it. I couldn't.
Cypher smoke! Move!
Cover Casey. And also, yeah, I give some empathy here, some sympathy to the person who's posting this TikTok. Yeah. Because I think there are people like explicit participation. And there are a lot of other people where it's like Olivia, I think, is a good example where she literally doesn't speak at all unless it's a fun count. Like there are multiple episodes I feel like
Enemy spring mine!
where she didn't say anything because all of it was just about his song. I've been
Sniper, find cover!
reasonably, but oh my God, the apartment.
Let's call this duty.
Dude, like it was very toned down. You know, can I be honest with you guys? The thing for me with AB where I'm just like, I just can't engage with it at all. Like, it's just too brutal. It's the way that AB is treated on the podcast, where I think there are certain things that are very like, I'm not talking about the barbarian comment. I don't even care about that.
Sniper, find cover!
It's not relevant.
Setting waypoint!
Anthony's crime
Still.
with Mike.
On the mend.
And Mike said it's unacceptable behavior. Like, you are on board on all this shit, right? And I think that reasonably could leave a bad taste in people's mouths. Especially he can be right, but it feels like you don't particularly enjoy watching a white person on any other group of people's culture, or it's like hearing white people be like,
Archangel, go now!
Mike is very important. He fights for the Palestinian people. He uses his platform for that. 100%. Here. But I can
Deploying RCXD!
What the fuck is this white guy think he's doing? Talking about me, talking about my people, whether or not I'm an embarrassment to my Lebanese heritage.
Second fire! Deploying RCXD!
Bill Maher has become an unbelievable character.
Major Christian, 1-star kilo on my grid!
Enemy interceptors inbound.
Eyes on enemy!
Anthony, the Arab dude, the guy who actually lives in Lebanon, who is still in Lebanon.
Heads up.
Deploying Timber!
I'm sure the Zionists love your form of Arab or whatever. Dude, and then when it comes to
Hostile
my
UAV
Arab,
established overhead.
it's like, damn, there's so much energy for the other Arabs.
Ice the sharpshooter.
Who criticize you differently, and you save a lot of the criticism and a lot of the anger.
Killed that guy. What the fuck, man?
It puts a bad taste in my mouth. I don't like
On
it.
the move.
I thought it was weird. AB had more spoke than all of Hezbollah combined. That was the thing that frustrated me. That was the thing that frustrated me. Anyone else? Fuck, dude. I don't like that. They can't even use it. I'm a lawyer. I think you're making
enemy UAV inbound.
Prove the damages component.
Enemy spring mine!
Just my 2 cents. Wait, who asked, dude? Who fucking asked?
Hostile UAV established overhead.
Read the demand letter. And you're clearly not a lawyer. You just probably asked ChatGPT. It's libel per se. Damages are significantly less important for libel per se. I don't know why you're coping and telling everybody that I'm actually a lawyer. No, I'm just kidding.
More like Seth Rogen gun.
Trying to get me to back off.
That's pretty clever.
What did I tell you? Yes. Quick, I'll go in her chat and like trying to convince her to drop it.
Deploying RCXD.
Oh, Jesus. All right.
Enemy spring mine!
Oh, God. It'd be like, as someone who is really trying, I've been trying since fucking day one. You don't have to fucking believe me. It's fine. If you want to I'm not going to be rude about my criticism.
They're walking all over you. Have some goddamn pride.
A lot of other people want to defend you. They want to be on your side. When you make a video about your apartment tour that costs $4.2K a month in LA, and you're wearing, like, I don't know, an expensive watch, dog, and dogs are famously not necessarily cheap. I mean, cats are way less of a hassle, and I didn't get a cat until I felt really
Scout pulse, standing by.
They see that. They see like
using scout pulse.
My job where my boss who does these.
Sitrep, LDBR incoming.
Deploying RCXD! Deploying RCXD!
And we're just gonna sit there while this person says all this fucked up shit. And you're doing so well.
Destroyed your RCXD. Transfer available.
You're typing this in here, chat. To Ethan Klein, who originally claimed that mass rapes weren't happening in Israel.
Hell yeah! Molotov going out!
In which case, I think he was fried.
That wasn't fair! What the fuck was the ref?
Reports the nearest extraction point. I have to make a call.
Moving to evac point. Situation's full bomb. I've never done war
Still
before.
people
I'm a mantle guy.
their eyes weren't because it took me this.
I've been enrolled by my parents.
So I really do hope that a creator out there eventually has it in their heart giving this amazing crew a chance and an opportunity to get the fuck out.
Yeah, I mean, it was, and the sad thing is, like, a lot of these people are people who've been around for years and years and years. So many of these people have left over the past 2 years because they just don't want to be involved with this shit, man. And I just want to say it's crazy that we've raised $17,000 for this potential lawsuit. Thank you to everyone who donated. Like I said earlier, if Ethan Klein is willing to be the bigger person and retract his statements, I will make sure to refund all of this money, and we can do a fundraiser stream for Palestine. I would rather do these things separately. I don't want to send this money somewhere else because people are donating for one specific reason and it should be used for that specific reason. So yeah, thank you everybody for tuning into the stream. All right, I really appreciate it. I'll make a tweet soon if anyone wants to repost it, and I appreciate anyone who's bringing it more traction by posting about it elsewhere. I will keep you guys updated and informed on everything that happens.
Where's the Barstool tweet? I need to defend my boy Dave Porkboy. He's under attack. And actually, it is unironically an instance of like very real anti-Semitism that these dumb frat boys were engaging in, which is crazy because it's like, it'd be your own people, you know? It'd be your own fucking people, Dave. Hate to see it. They got Dave Porkboy, of all people, to be on the right side of an issue again, which is crazy. Barstool's Dave Porkboy vows revenge after seeing the Jew sign at the Philadelphia bar last night.
Overdrive.
Tracking down the people responsible.
Pacify the AO, kill team.
Two waitresses. I'm gonna fucking make it my life's mission to ruin these people. Like, I'm coming.
We've taken the lead. Stay on task.
All right, emergency press conference time. Get ready to go. And all of a sudden, my phone, the last hour or two,
The Met Gala? He was invited to the Met Gala? Wisdom was not invited to the Met Gala. The Bet Gala? Oh. All right, let's keep
friendly. You get a sign. There was a sign yesterday that said, "F the Jews." I've been shaking mad for the last 2 hours. Like, I instantly gone off.
Let's call this
people, dog. It'd be your own people. It is so crazy. For the record. Okay.
I don't like to call this.
Completely right. Okay. The fact that someone thought on a goddamn
Kill that. Smart, man. Sniper, back up.
Maybe we shouldn't do that. It's like, okay, what's next? I'm gonna put the N-word with a hard R on there. I'm so unaware of what's going on minus the sign come out. Yeah, this was the sign. These people are like filming themselves. Like, are you guys on crack? What the
Hostile impact!
Back off my.
I'm not getting immediately kicked out. Even though I just.
More like Seth Rowe.
It's the Barstool bar.
Pretty clever.
If there was one. Scenario, Hassan, where could events take place?
You've been hit.
It's gonna be the Barstool bar. I didn't even know that it existed, but I would be like, oh, in a hypothetical Barstool bar. No over. Dude, and they're proud. This is crazy. This is, for the record, if you're wondering what real
All right.
this is it.
Let's call this,
Ironically
dude.
enough, yeah, the staff brought it out, and the staff wrote it.
Let's go!
You said, this is what I want. Someone went and
More like Seth Rowe.
Syntax, look!
And at no point did anybody go, what the fuck?
Oh my God.
Like, I know
All right. Let's call this, dude.
Another anti-Semitic sign at Barstool Sansom Street. At least 2 waitresses have been fired, according to Dave Porkboy, and he says we're going to get answers on why this happened.
Hostile shooter.
Whoa, who put me in a gun? Hell yes! Oh my
Molotov
God,
going out!
Hunting down the table who did it, and everything you can.
Okay, what are we doing?
consequences for actions. So I'm not just sitting back like, oh, what are you going to do? I have been on it. I believe the two waitresses responsible for the fire. My life. She's at a fucking dancer side of
All right.
Can I call you
Let's
back?
call this duty.
No, and honey, you can't. This is your one chance to talk to me. Idiot. Total idiot.
Hostile spring mine.
I've talked to you.
Spring mine going out.
On the move.
I had this kid basically in tears turning state.
Hostile eliminated.
Two guys who did it. He's like, I'm not
Reloading.
second. Who the
Learned your fucking lesson yet? Fuck that!
Ready for deployment.
That it made its way to some random person.
Fluid stamp turret! Deploying RCXD!
Now, two kids go to temple. Tell me how do I make this a right before I go? You want the anti-Semitism classes, you want to do whatever, you make it feel right. I don't need your
Using scout
The
pulse!
Mike Wade kid wasn't even fucking there. Wasn't in the bar.
Let's go!
More like Seth Rowe gun. Come on, that's pretty clever.
25 years old.
You're just carrying me around.
I'm trying to keep it together.
Take it still! Learned your fucking lesson
They're
yet?
right where we want them. Finish the job.
Black 5-year-old child, the N-word, is fundraising like.
Center of signal lost. That's all you. You're just carrying me around. Whoa, who put me in a gun?
That's awesome.
They never stood a chance. Proceed to extract systems.
Oh, hell yeah! That's how it's done!
Because like this story is happening while simultaneously a white lady called a 5-year-old child the N-word. Fundraising, like there's more. He's sending them. To Auschwitz.
All right, a quick update on
That's awesome. He's making him do the Marjorie Taylor Greene. He's gonna make him write a book report, dude. That's okay. Low key. This is the best course of action. He's doing the thing where you know how like when Marjorie Taylor Greene was like Jewish space lasers caused the wildfires, and then Congress was like, you have to go to a Holocaust museum and write a book report and then apologize.
the Jews sign that was at my bar in Philadelphia yesterday.
There I go, quoting Felix again. I'm gonna get in trouble.
Literally could have cooked an egg on my head. That's how much steam and heat I had come out of my ears. And the more I thought about it, it's like these are young morons who did this. They're drunk. It's like, do you really want to ruin somebody's life? And let me be honest. I don't know what's going on in the world.
Dude, he's so, oh my God. He's so funny. He's like, calm down. I calm down. I calm down. I don't want to ruin some drunk asshole's life. It's like, bro, dude, he is literally. I'm not the biggest fan of Dave Porkboy, but these are the type of things that he does that makes me kind of feel positively about him, where he just has this like, he's just like, this is, all things considered, he's extending a hand of grace to someone that has done something completely unacceptable.
Dude, the Middle East, obviously.
Like, he 100% has redeeming qualities. Like, look at him. Dude, he's so stupid. In the Taylor Swift shirt, too.
You're drunk. It's like you really want to ruin somebody's life. And let me be honest. I don't know what's going on in the world. I do, the Middle East, obviously. But I've been doing Barstool for 20 years. I've had more hate, more anti-Semitism in the last year and a half than I've ever had doing it.
You're on Twitter, dumbass. You're on Twitter. You're on Twitter. You love the administration that literally partnered with the guy that did this. Everybody always turns around and is like, how could this have happened? This is my favorite fucking meta amongst like conservatives who love Donald Trump, some of which are Jewish, they keep going, we're all trying to find the guy who's responsible for all of this anti-Semitism. It's like, bro, he's right there. He's right there next to Donald Trump all the time. Like, yes, Israel has played a role in this as well. But if you think it's not because of Twitter, you are fucking delusional. Twitter has basically unleashed an endless torrent of unstoppable bigotry that has completely changed the dynamic of every website. It's not just Twitter, because I thought foolishly that shit would at most stay at Twitter. I forgot that Twitter is integral to all of the other websites, because a lot of the people that are on other websites are also on Twitter. So they get their notes from what's popping on Twitter. What is popping on Twitter? Adolf Hitler. That's what's popping on Twitter. Ain't nobody's popping off on Twitter as hard as Adolf Hitler has been since the Elon Musk takeover. And it's so crazy that all these other guys that are aligned with Elon Musk and aligned with Donald Trump turn around and go, well, how did this happen? Oh, so much anti-Semitism. What happened? How did this happen? It's like, bro, look around. They're posting Adolf Hitler fan cams on the timeline, and it's getting 100,000 likes. What the do you mean what happened? Holy shit. They literally are just like, no, I'm tunneled in. It can't be Twitter. It can't be Elon. It can't be Donald Trump. There's no fucking way it's Donald Trump. It's got to be something else. It's got to be anything but Elon Musk and the fucking website where he's actively talking to Nazis and constantly talking about how, he agrees with Nazi ideas. I don't fucking get it. I don't understand. It's got to be a secret third thing. It's got to be Hamas activists on campus. It's like, no! You fucking idiot!
My initial reaction was like, I'm going to burn these people to the ground, their families, everything. And it's like, you know what? Maybe that's not the best course of action. Maybe I can use this as a teaching moment. And like, before people just are like, the Jews or any group and the hate, let's try to like turn a hideous incident into maybe a learning experience, as cliche and very unlike me. But I talked to both the culprits who I know are super involved in it, talk to the families. I'm sending these kids to Auschwitz. They've agreed to go. That's, of course, the Holocaust concentration.
This is exactly what I mean when I say he has these like very funny, very redeemable moments. I know that it's funny for two reasons. It's funny when you say, I'm send these kids to Auschwitz. Out of context, it sounds insane. It sounds like exactly what you think. But no, I mean, like, what he's doing is nice. He is going through the process of rehabilitating people, and I'm sorry, I have a soft spot for that. Were they rich or something? I think they were.
As stoked as I am. Let's see what you want.
Reason.
Camps. Been in touch with the Crafts, who run the anti-hate group. We're going to send these kids to Auschwitz, and they're going to do a tour of the concentration camps in Germany, and hopefully learn something, and maybe like their lives aren't ruined and they think twice, and more importantly, other people like, see, it's not just like words you're throwing around. So to me, that's a fair outcome of this event. The two waitresses who worked at our place fired. One of them so dumb, Kelly, just the dumbest human I've ever talked to. And I don't know if she thought she was making a political statement, but it was basically her alone, didn't go to a manager.
Does Dave Portnoy think Auschwitz is in? No. Did I mishear what he said? Did Dave Portnoy say he's sending them to Auschwitz and then say they're going to Germany? Does Dave Portnoy think Auschwitz is in Germany?
Oh my God. Get the fuck out. No. He did say that. Hey, I bet you Ethan probably thinks that fucking thinks that Auschwitz is in fucking Germany too.
He's doing his best. He's doing his best. He's doing his best. I mean, if you don't actually think or know about this stuff at all, bro, come on. This is like such a basic, dude, he wants to give a Holocaust education to these anti-Semitic kids, and in the process we found out that he needs one. Are you joking? He's Jewish. How do you not know where Auschwitz is? You're Jewish, Dave. How is that possible? Dude, that is nuts. What was he doing? Picking his nose at every class? Like, what the he was at J camp being like, I don't fucking care about this. I don't know why his voice is like this while he's in J camp, but like, I just want to play baseball, dude. I don't care. God damn, dude. Oh, god damn, that's fun. It's so good. This is awesome. Oh, it's hilarious.
Like, their lives aren't ruined and they think twice, and more importantly,
The
other
Stoke
people
design.
like, see, it's not just like words you're throwing around, but more importantly, the people who ordered these signs, they have agreed, I'm going to pay for it. We're going to send them to Germany to...
Yeah, no, he thinks, oh my god, he literally, I had to rehear it because... No, he actually unironically said Auschwitz, Germany.
Auschwitz, and learn a little bit about history. And we're going to send them to Germany, to Auschwitz, and learn a little bit about history, and hopefully, get educated. And
this is one of my favorite Dave Porkboy moments, actually. Like, there was so much. This was such a target-rich environment for humor.
Use this as a teaching moment, not just for them, but maybe for everybody. So that's where we're at. So for everyone... like, who wants these kids' lives to be ruined, I think you can lay off, and I think this is a fair trade.
I do like that, though. There was apparently this other situation where ABC begged Dave to do an interview by his own words, his own statements. Since it was local, I agreed. Then the reporter tried to say Barstool and I and white men were responsible for the incident. Austin started recording once it got contentious.
And obviously this thing at the bar, the Jews sign, the anti-Semitic sign at my bar, still going. So all press being like, will you talk about it? Yeah, I'll talk about it. So ABC News, Philadelphia, they reach out. They begged me to do an interview.
Domination. All right, Source Street spot. Go time. Capture the objective. Sighting in on enemy Source Street. Reloading. So glad I don't have to run it.
Something is like, they say that Barstool Sports creates a culture of harassment, and that basically
Capturing this objective. Take it out.
I've never heard the quote, oh, you're saying something liberal.
Capturing this objective. Zone A, sure.
So I was like, well,
Target down, Bravo. Hostile counter UAV established above. All right. Hostile UAV established overhead.
Instead of the whole fighting and shooting thing.
Nice, got the objective.
Oh my god, this sucks.
back in front.
Yeah, watch it! This is a weird career pivot for me.
Enemy CUAV inbound.
Capturing this objective.
Taking Bravo underway. Hostile.
I'll take it one step further and say that it was nice of him to even.
We're losing Alpha.
Whoa, put me in a gun.
As a teachable lesson instead of
Securing C. Enemy UAV inbound. We've lost all zones.
More like Seth Rowe gun. Operator establishing scorpion. Capturing this objective.
Taking C. Taking B.
There's an enemy shooter!
By my estimation, there is a guy who is so far away from Israel. There is 0% chance he's like a big Israel guy. Israel, what is that? It's not the Boston suburb. I don't care. Is that?
Taking A.
Oh, you mean Israel Adesanya? Yeah,
Watchdog
Capturing
helo
this
incoming on your
Hey, watch out, they got a sniper!
UAV established overhead. Losing A. We're losing Alpha. All zones.
Hey, watch it out! Incoming lethal! This is a lot of running. Thought there'd be less running. That's on me, though.
Heads up. Hostile care package
Yeah,
inbound.
watch it!
Capturing out. Securing zone A.
Capturing this objective.
Hostile counter UAV. Zone Alpha captured.
Hey,
Enemy
incoming lethal!
RCXD detected. Securing B.
Capturing
Losing A.
That was eliminated.
Using
What the
lethal.
fuck's going on out there? Tighten up and show some spine.
Could be eliminated.
Securing C.
More like Seth Rowe gun.
There are interesting.
That's pretty clever.
Moving with Archangel. Lost all zones. Taking A.
Put me in a gun.
I don't believe in bad luck. Just bad aim.
I am
Get
not
that
made for this. I do ceramics.
He's like, oh, these college campuses are where hate is actually coming from type of guy. You're the Boston man, you're not going to be racist to Arabs? No.
Hostile threat down. PIGs, they're mine.
You know what I mean? That's what I thought. Does that seem that far-fetched to think of Dave Porter being like, I kind of get it. Stop killing all these kids, man. That type of shit. Maybe I'm wish casting, but because he has that air to him.
Question. You answer the question. You answer the question. You're not. All right, then the interview's over.
Look at the way he got up, yo. Look, this is supposed to be his big moment. Look at the way he got up. Hold on.
I just asked you a question. Answer the question. No, I asked you a question. You answer
That was so sassy.
the question. You answer the question. You're not running this interview. All right, then the interview's over.
Oh. incredible. Amazing. Amazing. The way he got up, that little arm wiggle, zesty as hell. Asshole. Update. There's more to the drama. Quick update. Mo Khan is no longer taking any responsibility for involvement for the Jew sign and Barstool Samson. He is basically lawyering up and blaming it all on his friend now and is saying he was just a citizen journalist. It is a 180 for my convo with him yesterday. Needless to say, his trip to Poland has been revoked. Okay, double update. He found out that Auschwitz is not in Germany and is, as a matter of fact, in Poland.
Hardpoint. You want to clear your name? This is where it happens. Hardpoint. You're taking control.
New thing.
Two people to Poland, to Auschwitz concentration camps.
Send them to concentration camps. Send your ass to Auschwitz.
Hostiles have captured the hard point.
Both of them.
All right, let's call this duty.
Hard point identified. Hard point is secure. Hostiles have the hard point.
And he has this long speech. We'll put it in. Claiming he was just being a citizen journalist.
Hostiles have captured the hard point.
Heads down. Enemy long rifle.
Enemy watchdog helo inbound. Come on, you're losing this fight. Hardpoint located.
I hope I don't die. That would be super not good.
Hardpoint is active.
Sighting in on enemy score streak.
Broccoli hair apology. Yes. Broccoli hair chat GPT apology. 100% a chat GPT.
Nice. We're pulling ahead.
TACOM, get a UAV in the air.
For me, paying for a sign at a bar that said
Hardpoint identified.
Marshal authorizing watchdog helo operation.
create a safer space for
Hardpoint active. Hardpoint is secure.
TACOM, LDR on my mark. Archangel making noise.
Hey, don't worry, bud. You're doing your best.
TACOM, launch a UAV.
Hostiles have the hardpoint. Hardpoint located.
I'm stupid. Like, let's try to learn from this. He's like, well,
Tactical incoming! This was
admitting that I had anything to do with it. This
Hardpoint locked down.
so glad I don't have to run in here. That's all you. You're scaring me around.
He's like, well, my
I'm not gonna lie, Dave
Hey, incoming lethal!
LDBR strike.
Request UAV test. Operator,
Tactical incoming!
Hardpoint identified.
Tactical incoming! Hey, incoming lethal!
Hardpoint active.
Marshal requesting
Hardpoint is secured. Hostiles have the hardpoint. Hardpoint locked down.
Using field upgrade. Food. Okay, what are we looking at?
Crimson's on their heels. Hit them hard.
SATCOM established watchdog helo overhead.
Hardpoint located. Hardpoint is active.
Operator
Hostiles attached to the
establishing
hardpoint.
4th Street.
UAV commencing surveillance operation.
Hardpoint is secure.
Hey, somebody get to drive a tank. That thing. Wait one. Nice, got you. I'm outside it.
Enemy destroyed your copy system. Thanks for the work. Your UAV has been destroyed.
Using lethal.
Hardpoint identified.
Taking every drop coordinate.
Hardpoint active.
All right, let's call this duty.
Hostiles have the hardpoint.
Like Seth Rogen gun. Come on, that's pretty clever.
Hardpoint locked down. That's right, shithead. The CIA's nothing without us.
Oh, that gentleness. How far more potent it is than force.
Tagged and tagged.
I still hate politics.
Taking a
but I
shot.
love people deserve to feel safe in their home.
Hostiles have eyes overhead.
Sleeping Klein claimed that Anne Frank, what's inspiring about her story is that she didn't fight back. Probably the dumbest thing I've ever seen. I already made a video about this, by the way. I've used this talking point before. He says that Anne Frank's story is inspiring because she was a pacifist. She saw the good in people, even though they were genociding her.
It's interchangeable with Israel. Many of these people, including Rafah,
Think he's like Anne Frank?
What?
Do you think he's like Anne Frank?
Oh, of course, absolutely. He has withstood genocide. He has withstood genocide by the Saudi government.
Is that the only?
Of course I do. I think that talking to, but my point that I was fucking presenting, my point that I was fucking presenting.
Anne Frank is famous for being a pacifist and seeing the good in people despite a
As
fucking
stoked as I
Holocaust
am,
that took
let's see
every
what you
member of
want.
her family but her dad. That's why she's inspiring. This guy went on Twitter and said, "Fuck you."
Jewish
Frank
people.
would be less okay. First thing, the story of Anne Frank is not an inspiring story. It's horrific and and fucking horrible. It's sad, horrific, horrible. It's not inspiring. There's nothing inspiring about it. The only reason why the story of Anne Frank is famous is because by chance her diary survived. Basically, that's it. Nothing more than that. The diary of a little girl in an impossible situation, facing basically an inevitable doom. She's not famous because of what she wrote. Anything she wrote, she would have been famous. The point of it, it's like a story of basically like inexplicable mass murder. A child murdered for no reason whatsoever. That is the fucking story of Anne Frank. There's nothing inspiring about it. It's fucking sad and depressing. Anne Frank isn't famous because of her political thought, because of her stern political convictions. She's famous because she was murdered in the Holocaust as a child. That's the reason why she's famous. You're talking about her like she's Nelson Mandela or Gandhi or something. No, absolutely not. If Anne Frank had taken up arms, maybe she'd be alive today, and she would have been justified in doing so. A million times over. Obviously, fighting the Nazis was fucking valid, especially Jews fighting the Nazis. What a fucking joke. The thing that makes Anne Frank a notable story is not that she didn't fight back.
Firing if she somehow was able to get out of the...
Hassan,
we're losing Alpha. Domination.
Nice, got the objective.
Losing A. Take it B.
In my defense, that is at least claims that the reason why Anne Frank is admired and thought of and mourned so much is
locking down Charlie.
Genocided.
He is a person.
Lock it down, Bravo.
Basically, okay, being able to contact Frank.
Sorry, this is my first time doing warfare.
We're losing Alpha.
Hey, incoming wing!
Losing Bravo.
If she had hated the people massacred her and everyone who happened to share an ethnicity with her,
Bravo, lost. Security.
So basically, the this is actually genocide. You should not fight that.
Using lethal.
Losing A. Losing Alpha.
Capturing this objective.
Take it C.
That resistance to racial genocide is bad, and the only
Bravo dark. There's a spy in our ranks. Watch your six.
Sleeper agent located.
Arms against the Nazis? Would you say that Anne Frank is bad? Anne Frank is bad for that.
Losing C. Secure Charlie. Take it out.
Nazi occupation.
Watch out. Enemy Hellstorm line.
Capturing this objective.
Lost all zone.
Arc Angel, making noise. Fire an Arc Angel.
You understand? That's not what. Let me show you.
Taking Bravo underway.
We definitely don't have this stuff in Canada. Capturing this objective.
Israel's not occupying Yemen.
Israel is for every
Don't sure. Backup's not coming. You want to get out of this alive? Better step up. Losing Charlie.
Got the objective.
Spring mine spotted.
Lost C. Marking down Bravo.
Watch out, they got snipers!
Taking B.
Got the objective.
Securing B. Damn it, they must have hacked their comms. Go dark.
At this point, maybe.
Genocide in my family. You would think she was a bad person.
She's famous for seeing the good people, not fucking tweeting out that we want to nuke.
Whatever it takes. Seize the icon.
Is he suggesting that, like, Palestinians should try to see the good in Israelis while they're being murdered by them? While they're being genocided by them? Let's not do anything because we don't try to see the good in them. Maybe that good will come out before we're all dead. I like what's going on here.
That's what we're gonna do to the Nazis? Fuck yeah, girl.
So, hold on. After watching that compilation, you still agree that he's just like Anne Frank?
Did you not hear what I asked you?
Summarizing.
Yes.
Okay, very good.
Anne Frank died before she could resist. But if she did, I would never hold that against her.
She was fucking killed in a concentration camp, you psychopath.
But if she did,
Holy shit, he's so fucking dumb.
Family, her dad's the only one that survived and recovered her journal. Are you fucking mad?
Ethan, right? Would you hold that against her? Would you hold that against Anne Frank?
I wouldn't hold it against her, but she wouldn't be the same historical figure that said, despite my family being killed in concentration camp and everyone being murdered, I'm still a pacifist that sees the good in people. What the
That's super fucking stupid.
what's so confusing about that? Not kill Zionists, not nuke Israel, not a pike through Zionist assholes.
I can't believe
if Anne Frank had said, kill Nazis, a pike through Nazi asshole, she would have been very justified in saying that. And it's fucking ridiculous that he implies otherwise. Like, when I made that video responding to this point in his content nuke, I legitimately thought that, like, it was just a contradiction in his logic, but he doubles down on it here to the extent that it's not. He's just that dumb. He just has, like, a blanket anti-resistance position, unless, of course, it's the IDF. And, you know, according to him, you represent the poor, oppressed Jews with trauma, in which case you get to do violence, you get to bomb hospitals, you get to do whatever the fuck you want.
Fuck Ethan Klein and his fucking terrorist wife. And all the entirety of their Zionist families.
There have been 4 stars of my 600-pound life who have drawn the hatred from fans like no other. From being racist to hospital staff, abusing Dr. Now, and so much worse, these 4 have more than earned their places in my videos. So in this compilation, we're going to take a look at each of them, starting with Stephen Asante. From getting kicked out of hospital for ordering pizza, verbally abusing his doctors, and throwing his urine on the floor, Stephen Asante is the most hated 600-pound life star ever, and it's with good reason. After I made my James King video, I had no idea how much worse Stephen Asante would be, with every single comment on that video wanting me to cover him, and I was left completely disgusted by his story. To understand why everyone hates Stephen Asante, we need to go back to his childhood and discover the trauma which may explain why Stephen is the way he is. Born in 1981, Stephen didn't exactly have the best start in life. His mother was a chronic alcoholic, and his parents would constantly argue, subjecting Stephen and his younger brother Justin to a lot of abuse. They ended up getting a divorce when Stephen was just 11 years old, and the young boys went to live with their mother.
At that time, my mom cared more about the alcohol and her boyfriends than us.
This ultimately was a disaster, as their mother would often put partying and her relationships with other men above the boys, with her boyfriends physically abusing her young sons.
My mom's boyfriend was very violent. I was beaten physically by her boyfriend, but my mom knew and she didn't care.
She would often leave them home alone for days at a time and leave out cold food just for them to eat. This was the first time we seen Stephen's strange behavior, as Justin recounts that Stephen would eat all of the food that was left for them without even letting his little brother have a bite.
Every time there was food around, before I can eat it, he would already have gobbled it down.
This is incredibly disturbing to learn and difficult to comprehend. Even at 11 years old, Stephen's lack of concern for his little brother is quite disturbing. Stephen's food addiction has a clear origin story. Left alone for days, food was his only source of comfort. His mother would also use food as a manipulation tactic. Instead of shielding them from the abuse of her boyfriends, she would reward their endurance with sweet treats. In reality, the only thing that Stephen and Justin had to look forward to was food.
Let's go back to my childhood days. How my mom used to leave me and my brother at home and go out clubbing all the time. Mind you, we were young. My mother abandoned me and my brother for the person she's with now.
Stephen began really struggling with his weight as he just couldn't stop eating. By his teenage years, he was significantly overweight. By the time he was 15 years old, he weighed over 300 pounds. In the same year, their mother left one night to start a new life with their boyfriend and never came home. As a result, the boys moved back in with their father. This was incredibly traumatic for Steve, which only catapulted his rapid weight gain. We learn a lot about Stephen's problematic behavior from his father, where he recounts the damage caused by his son's incredible weight. Stephen was so large that he actually cracked the toilet and sink simply by leaning on them. When showing the camera crew around Stephen's childhood bedroom, it's clear that Stephen spent 99% of his time there. Instead of walking 5 meters to the toilet, he would urinate into bottles and leave them on the floor.
The only time he went to the regular bathrooms when he had to go number 2.
Stephen and his father would often get into physical altercations surrounding food, as Stephen would never take no for an answer. One of the worst instances of this was when Stephen actually called the police on his father, who was then arrested. Stephen then said that he would drop the charges if his dad bought him a pizza. Stephen's father reached his boiling point when he found a cupboard in Stephen's room completely full of pizza boxes that he'd ordered and ate in secret. When he confronted Stephen, telling him to stop before it was too late, Stephen brushed him off and asked what they were having for their next meal.
I said, "You serious, dude?" I said, "How do I know you just didn't have a pizza today and you want something to eat again?"
Unable to think about anything other than food, Stephen would threaten to call the police on his family unless they brought him more.
One time my dad and I got in an altercation. He hit me, then I hit him, and I called the police. He got arrested, and he told me to drop the charges, and he would get me a large pizza if I did, and so I did.
This behavior resulted in Stephen gaining yet another 50 pounds, making him 350 pounds by the time he was 17. At this time, he was eating 6 to 7 large pizzas every single day. And it's at this point we begin to learn that Stephen is incredibly dangerous and manipulative, and he's incapable of having compassion for anyone but himself, even when they are trying to help him. And the worst part, this is only the beginning. In an effort to get back at his mother, Stephen takes to sharing photos and videos of himself online, which he defends because he was so desperate for some attention, even if it was all negative. If you haven't seen My 600 Pound Life, you've probably seen these videos of Stephen Asante before. In them, Stephen baits and taunts his audience, showcasing all the food he's able to buy, thanks to taxpayers' money.
This video is just for you taxpayers. Thank you for paying taxes.
This is extremely difficult to watch, given that there are people who desperately rely on public welfare due to serious health conditions and other various reasons. It's insulting to the people who actually need these funds and have to rely on it as their last resort. Yet for someone like Stephen Asante, on the other hand, they brag about how much money they get despite not working, which leads to his audience being outraged by his antics. This is especially harmful as Stephen is using hardworking taxpayers' money to fund his overeating, which in turn causes him many health problems, resulting in even more money going into his treatment. Stephen has lived his life like this for a very long time. Moving between his own apartment and his dad's house, his quality of life trends downwards, while the scale keeps going up. By the time he's 30, he's above 600 pounds. Moving back in with his father, Stephen continues his abusive tactics, taking his anger out on Justin. Due to his size, he can no longer move his body enough to hit his younger brother, but he emotionally abuses him instead.
Stephen came back home and he was up to his old tricks of abusing me mentally. He couldn't hit me physically because he couldn't get up, but he used to pound on my wall over and over again until I finally gave him what he wanted.
While staying at his father's house, he continues to get in his way, eating his way to immobility. Stephen is transferred to hospital as he becomes bedridden. After a few days in Kent Hospital, Stephen is accepted by Dr. Now as a patient and has been approved for medical transport to Houston. Due to his size, over 700 pounds, Stephen has to be transported in the back of a truck, where the pressure of his enormous body breaks one of the legs on the stretcher.
The bed just hit a big, huge bump and it broke.
The rail came off, right?
No.
Oh, okay.
The whole
broken.
The transport to Houston takes 25 to 30 hours, and Stephen doesn't miss the opportunity to continue his usual food manipulation tactics. He calls his father countless times without even starting with a hello, just demanding for food instead. He manipulates his father by complaining that he feels weak.
I am feeling very weak, and if something happens to me, you're gonna be very sorry.
Someone of Stephen's size doesn't have to worry about not
What the fuck's gonna happen to you, bitch?
Here, as he has tricked himself into thinking that the feeling of hunger is a medical emergency. Stephen lies to the nurses that accompany him on the way to Dr. Now, claiming that he hasn't eaten at all so that he can have multiple breakfasts, lunches, and dinners. His attitude is unbelievable. It's clear that
I never want to eat again. Can I please? I just don't want to eat. I'd like to stop eating, please.
He is optimistic. On the scale,
Please.
he weighs 730 pounds, and Dr. Now immediately puts in
700. That dude weighs like 500 pounds more than I do. How's that possible? And I'm a fatty.
After an emotional farewell to his brother and father, reality sets in for him as he realizes the long road ahead of him. His usual manipulative tactics that he normally uses on his family are placed on the hospital nurses. Stephen abuses the call button, calling for the nurses over trivial matters constantly throughout the day. When his meal is a few minutes late, he rings.
Someone introduce this asshole to drugs. Give this man some drugs.
To respond to his calls. He even has the gall to complain about the ethnicity of some of the hospital staff. He demands that his requests be dealt with immediately and isn't afraid to cause a scene when he feels like he's been waiting too long. His
Yo, so I mean, you're gonna be racist and completely useless and fat, dude. Let's just leave him in the room, lock the door, turn off everything until it goes quiet. And then once it goes quiet, go in there, get yourself a stew going with his big fat ass. What a bitch. That's fucked up, but still, well, I mean, I don't know what kind of life this is. Is he still alive?
Has started to show themselves.
Like, how can someone who weighs 700 pounds like live more than just like a couple days? At least be willing to live more than a couple days. Fuck, 700 pounds, bro. Fuck. It's like nearly half a ton.
Catches the attention of Dr. Now. He gives Stephen a sharp wake-up call and threatens that if his behavior continues, then he will not be able to continue on this program.
And he should get his fucking shit pushed in.
And if I do, then this is going to be a very different conversation.
Unsurprisingly, this doesn't work, and Stephen continues to abuse the hospital staff. One of the nurses recounts his behavior with tears in her eyes. As Dr. Now learns of Stephen's behavior, he quickly supports his hospital staff and gives Stephen a challenging ultimatum. If he wants to stay in the weight loss program, he must leave the hospital and prove that he's serious by losing the weight.
What's he doing with a tablet? Looking up recipes? Watching Netflix? Weirdo. Like, I'm just a little overweight and I hate it. It makes me want to die. If I was stuck in a bed, I would kill myself. Like, if I was like this. I've been struggling with my weight all my life. If I just let shit go, just ate like 10 pizzas a day, I'd be like this dude. I'd fucking kill myself. I'm a bad day away from killing myself as is. If I was like this motherfucker, fucking go ahead and just start chiseling the fucking tombstone, Jackson. Just fucking, I ain't sticking around for that shit.
relate without the support he previously had. This is devastating for Stephen as he begs and cries to Dr. Now, but the doctor doesn't budge. Stephen breaks down, stating that he has nowhere else to go, but Dr. Now replies, "If you have nowhere else to go, I'll get you dropped off at a homeless shelter within the next few minutes." This is incredibly shocking for the viewer, as we've only ever seen Stephen bedbound and with 24/7 care and support. If Dr. Now threatens to drop him off at a homeless shelter, he must actually believe that Stephen is actually able to support himself much more than he lets on, explaining his attitude towards the hospital staff as he actually enjoys making them run circles around him. It's great to see how Dr. Now stands up for his hospital staff, as he puts them first ahead of his selfish patients.
Why wouldn't he?
These episodes, the vast majority
These
of
people are
stars
sick.
share this similar behavior. They are selfish, entitled, and believe that everyone around
Like,
them owes
like
them
they
something.
need
This is
their
definitely true for
honestly
Stephen,
they
but
they
there's
shouldn't be
something
getting
even
this
more sinister about
this
him
weight
that we'll
loss.
come to
They
find
need
out as
to
we
like
follow his
they
story.
need
When
therapy.
Stephen's father learns that he's
Therapy.
being kicked out of the hospital,
Fucking
his reaction is
therapy.
quite surprising.
Why is he doing this when he knows this is his last opportunity to get help?
He doesn't seem angry that this has happened, but
This guy's hilarious.
anticipating it. He seems to
Well,
have
we're
defined
gonna
his
do
innocence.
it. What we ain't got no ways to
By
go.
leaving him high and dry. You don't have
Love
to
it.
be a psychologist to understand Stephen's behavior here. He has been allowed to do this as he pleases without facing any consequences. He can gorge his way to morbid obesity, sponge off the government to fund his life-threatening habits, and abuse hospital staff without facing any responsibility. It's clear that Stephen has never had to acknowledge his behavior or try to improve because he's consistently been enabled by his father. This is quite common on the show, as more often than not, there is always one person behind them always picking up the pieces. And if you subscribe to my channel now, you won't miss out on any of the most shocking episodes of my £600 life, so make sure you're subscribed. Stephen has a final weigh-in before saying farewell and is surprised by his weight loss of over £100, making him £625. He must lose another £60 outside the hospital in order to stay on the weight loss program.
Oh my god, dude. Fuck. Oh god, why? Why? Why?
As soon as he arrives into his own apartment, he falls into his familiar habits,
No.
demanding that his father order him
Oh no, a pizza. A fucking pizza. I'm never eating pizza again. I never. Whoa.
Oh my God.
His father is definitely an enabler, as he doesn't even try to persuade Stephen to have a healthier alternative.
If I was his father, I would kick him in the face until he stopped eating.
There's no point in fighting Steven. If he wants pizza, he is going to get it.
It's difficult to see his point of view here too. What does he mean that there's no point in fighting with Stephen? He's over £600. It's not like he can just get up and start swinging at him. It's harsh, but the best course of action would be to hand him his allowed calories and just walk away. The same as Dr. Now did at the hospital. His father even asks Stephen for a slice, given that he hasn't eaten since his 6 a.m. flight, which Stephen shakes his head and shows him the finger. Stephen missed his first appointment with Dr. Now since
This motherfucker won't even share. He won't even give up a dude. What a psycho. I mean, is he playing that up for the camera? Because that's fucking nuts. Imagine being 700 pounds. Everyone takes care of you all the fucking time. They're scrubbing your nuts because you can't even get up. You can't even reach your asshole. They're fucking wiping your ass, cleaning your shit. Then you get a pizza, you lay it on your giant gut and start chowing down. And your dad goes, "Hey, can I get a slice?" And you're like, "Fuck you." You're done. You're donezo. I mean, if this was like he's lucky this can only happen in human civilization. If he was in the wild and trying to pull this shit off, it wouldn't get as far as it has now. Not even close. Honestly, he should probably get a little bit of that treatment. And why do I have my Terminator skin on? That was weird. This game is bugged the fuck. Could be worse. I mean, that's a pretty mild bug. The skin's switching up. Wow. I'm only 12 minutes into this fucking hour 20-minute long fucking stress fest of fucking just weird shit. I don't get, that's That one got me. The fact that he wouldn't even share a slice. He wouldn't give up a slice. He's got a whole pizza on his gut. One slice. No, I need that slice, dude. I need that slice. So no.
Being kicked out of the hospital. He's been calling his father to complain about this situation, and his brother Justin has been recording the conversations.
And what's up with his brother, bro? His brother doesn't seem to be doing so much better. Is this a genetic issue? What did the mother look like? I'm starting to think the mother's no longer with us because she weighed 10 trillion pounds.
What do you want? I want to talk to him. Who do you want? I ain't got no food here. If you don't believe me, ask Princess. That's not my problem. That's your problem, not mine. No, I did not get.
He's got the right attitude. Why has this gone on for how long it has? It's like, hey, fuck you, asshole. Ain't my problem. Like, he should have been saying that shit when he was a kid, asking for fucking, can I get 10 pizzas? No, fuck you. Eat my shit. Instead, it'd be healthier than 10 pizzas.
You had 3 meals delivered. Sorry. No, I did not. Yes, you did. No, I didn't. Well, guess what? I don't have no money, and I am broke.
The conversations are difficult to listen to.
Just someone kick his ass. He can't fight. He can't fight. Just hit, stick, and move, and he'll like be like trying to reach for you, but he's not even willing to get up to fight. So like once his arms get tired from reaching, boom, going for another one right in the fucking grill, right. Maybe just in the chin. He'll be out. Wait for him to wake up. Do it again. Okay, I should watch something else.
The idea that we're talking about Laura Loomer is bizarre to me.
She's like the Bannon of this administration.
But the fact is that she literally got the most senior national security advisor fired, and multiple other people in the national security apparatus fired from their jobs. She's a lunatic, but somehow. And even though they kept her off of like the campaign at one point, like it was Milo Yiannopoulos' job, he said, to dig up stuff on her, to like pry her away from Trump. He can't quit her. And so she's come in and basically listed off who's going to get fired, who's going to get retained in the national security apparatus. And now she's out there slamming Pam Bondi for not releasing the Epstein videos and documents, and I can't help but wonder if she doesn't wonder why Pam Bondi's not doing that, if there's maybe her boss has an issue. But here is Laura Loomer unleashed.
Benny Johnson was asking James Comer about the Epstein files and whether or not we could expect to see the Epstein files come out. And usually you hear all
pause
these.
it for 1 second. Speaking of files and Benny Johnson, when are we going to see the Benny Johnson files? Let's just go on here.
We could expect to see the Epstein files come out. And, usually you hear all these canned responses from politicians that just go ahead and defend Pam Bondi, right? And they say, oh, Pam Blondy's doing such a great job. It's like, all this fucking circle jerk bullshit. Oh, yeah, she's so amazing. Oh, my God, she's so great. Blah, 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 right? Yeah, she's not so great. Trust me, guys. She's not really doing such a great job. We were promised that these files were going to be released on day one. Day one promise. Well, what is it now? Over 100 days into the Trump administration, have we seen any Epstein files? No, we haven't received any Epstein files. Then she goes on Fox News. I mean, honestly, every single day, Pam Bondi is on Fox News. She's on Fox News more than she does her job. Okay? And other people are starting to realize it. We have a video clip, and we'll play this after the fact, right? Or maybe we should play this video clip before we play the Comer clip so that you can see all the different statements that have been made by Pam Blondie. I made this video clip compilation probably like 2 months or so ago to highlight all of the discrepancies in Pam Blondie's statements. First, she said that the files were on her desk, right? And then she had that ridiculous Bindergate situation at the White House where she made all these crazy binders that were not even full of Epstein documents and had these influencers essentially run a state media campaign for her where they waved these binders around pretending like they were given Epstein files by Pam Blondie. Well, turns out there's really nothing in the binder. Then she goes on Fox News and says, oh, the files are on my desk right now. Then she tells Mark Levin that the files are being delivered to my office in a truck. So they were on her desk, but then they weren't on her desk. And then they were delivered to her office in a truck. And then the big bad boogeymen over at the deep state were trying to sabotage her, and they lied to her about the real Epstein documents. And then they were going to be released at a later date. But now, right, we don't know, because Pam Blondie also came out this last week and said that there's no set deadline for when they're going to release the Epstein files, even though we were told she already released the Epstein files. Remember when she gave out these binders, right? Bindergate. How could we forget Bindergate? So look, I think we need to just have a come to Jesus moment here and realize and admit that Pam Blondie is a liar, right? She is a full-fledged liar. She has, in my opinion, little to no credibility as a result of her lies about one of the most high-profile criminal cases ever, the Jeffrey Epstein sex scandal, human trafficking scandal, sex crime, pedophilia scandal, something that has captivated the attention of people, not just here in the United States.
Okay, we get it. Pam Blondie is lying. Brandon, who do you think she might be lying on behalf of? Why wouldn't Pam release this?
You know, I really cannot imagine. Maybe Pam Bondi just, lost them, or maybe her boss, the President of the United States of America, Donald Trump, is one of Epstein's most famous compatriots.
Well, don't forget, some of it might be self-serving too, because Pam Bondi did oversee the Jeffrey Epstein, the case that he actually got tried for in Florida. She was involved with that, so maybe it is a little bit.
Wasn't it Acosta who was the former labor secretary of Donald Trump, who was actually the AG who signed off that in Florida?
That's true.
But wait a second. Donald Trump is going to address whether he'll declassify it. This clip was from when?
Before the election in the summer, I think.
Yeah, before the election. Is this with Pete Hegseth was there too? Even I think. No, is that Hegseth? No.
Is that Hegseth? I can't tell. He's not asking the question.
Okay.
Though.
Would you declassify the 9/11 files?
Yeah.
Would you declassify JFK files?
Yeah. I did a lot of it.
Would you declassify the Epstein files?
Yeah, I would. I guess I would. I think that less.
I don't know.
If it's all the stuff in there, because it's a lot of fun with that whole world.
Team deathmatch. Let him have it, Black Ops.
Put it out there. A lot of it could be phony. I just want you to know, I wouldn't trust anything, if that's what you mean. But I'll maybe.
Again, just to play devil's advocate, we all know Donald Trump is a very loyal guy. And he's his own under the bus to save himself. I mean, that could be part of it.
Yeah, it's not.
Please wait to rescue us.
It's not fair to Pam Blondie.
More like Seth Rogen. That's pretty clever.
I don't even think Laura Loomer actually cares about that. I think she just really, first, I think she really dislikes Pam Bondi.
So glad I don't have to run in here. That's all you. You're just carrying me around.
Administration kind of bending to whatever suggestion she has about staffing. This seems to be her platform. I don't know if Trump will. I guess.
Get revenge.
Morgan Freeman.
So glad I don't have to run in here. That's all you. You're just carrying me around.
But seemingly she's talking to the camera in such a way that leads me to might be watching it and might be taking cues.
What's the problem?
Reality TV show aside things that they have on things like The Real Housewives.
So glad I don't have to run in here. That's all you. You're just carrying me around.
The Pam Blondie thing, very, very, mean-spirited.
She seems like a jealous mistress, jealous of Trump and Bondi's relationship and trying to get Trump to, perform for her so she can feel a little bit more validated or something.
But isn't there? I mean, the interesting thing to me is that none of the sort of the right wingers are talking about anything. It is all.
Watch it, I'm fragile.
To find some type of grievance, and it's very difficult to.
I'm too old to be playing these fucking games. Oh, I see you. All right, let's call this duty.
About God to get to your grievance, that's a long way to go, it seems to me. You've got to be like, complaining about Blondie not releasing the Epstein files. There's a lot of stuff going on in the world.
I don't know. I mean, I think a lot of these solution, not just to cultural problems, but to the rising cost of goods and services in the United States of America. And it's become kind of clear, even to people who otherwise might be convinced Donald Trump's many issues, that he's not doing that with these tariffs. They have to sort of sheepdog the audience back into line by referencing all of these like, petty culture war things, referencing all of these conspiracy.
UAV fuel check, 50%.
Like keeps their audience like engaged and together without having to actually reference like what Donald Trump is doing. I do think that the Epstein one is a bit of a double-edged sword because anyone who looks into Epstein for like 15 minutes is going
we're flying on fuel. UAV returning to tanks.
Donald Trump Epstein.
But that was him working as an undercover agent. That's how.
On the move. We're like Seth Rogen gun. Come on. Boom. That's pretty clever.
I think the culture.
Hostile RCXD in your AO.
On
the move.
They're literally giving $500,000 to some white woman in Minnesota who called a young black child a racial slur just because they need to like scratch that culture war itch. They need it. They need it. Focus on what Trump been doing.
Honestly, give that lady all the money in the world so she buys all the meth in the world and just drops dead.
All right.
Dumb bitch.
Let's call this duty.
Who they voted in power have been doing.
I mean, and people may not have heard this.
This shit ain't working.
I took out the hostile
Crimson
sleeper agent,
sleeper.
FYI.
Trust no one. Enemy RCXD detected.
The guy starts filming apparently just after she's called a 5-year-old. And it turns out this 5-year-old was an autistic kid and taken like her kids
on the move
tail or something. And so she was calling this kid the N-word. Then a guy picks up his phone and is like, "You can't do that." And she starts going, he's an
shooter. Hell yes.
It starts some type of, it's not quite a GoFundMe or whatever, to protect her family and makes
Steve Sandigo, it's the right wing's own GoFundMe. They created that one a couple
almost
years
$1 million
ago.
bucks.
We got the lead. Now hold it. Enemy UAV inbound.
Money for her. And the messages they leave though when they give the donation are all white supremacist messaging. It's the words. It's all like it's very clear who this is, who the money's coming from. It's people who openly support what this woman did.
Those people should be fucking evaporated. They should be shaved, sterilized, destroyed, brought back to life, and repeat.
We're like Seth Rogen gun. That's pretty clever.
Texas.
Yeah, go ahead, Brandon.
So like one way that they're framing this is as a response to that Texas teenager.
Bending their bomb strike location.
They're trying to frame this as no effort or racial solidarity play. Like if black people can
Task counter UAV above.
Am I right? Black people have had it way too good for way too long, right? Fucking fellow, fucking dumb fuck cracker, Beckerwoods.
And it's interesting how all these guys dip their toes into that racist honeypot, which is, look what you made us do, or the right do, or this is a reaction to the woke era.
Authorizing our DBR.
Oh, hey, actually, do you... On the man. I'll come inside the area. Whoa, put me in a gun.
It's like, do you remember did you forget what you did, my friend? Like, are you kidding me? You killed 3 people.
Well, that was because somebody was looting. Gas ugly wiggly.
On these, like, what really should be like,
push through.
National issues. They say nothing about policy, but like this is what they don't understand. Like they view these issues, these specific cases, as equivalent to when people police brutality, or there's protests or even riots sometimes when there's a case of a police officer shooting an unarmed person of color. But they don't seem to understand the fact that why those are national issues is because they reflect policy. They reflect the actions of public servants.
No medals for second place. Crush those dirtbags.
Enemy field upgrade.
Taylor, we got a mole.
There's no charges. The police let the person who lost someone else's life go free. Which is never the equivalent with these cases. Oh, why is no one making a big deal about this one? And you look up the case they bring up.
Do that again. See what fucking
They don't seem to understand the injustice element of this. Just like I guess they don't understand what due process is.
Well, I mean, just to say one more thing to that, Matt, to understand the difference between like systemic things happening, like not just policy.
Hang on. Let me call Langley. Give him the good news.
Oh, sure. Shoot the funny man. Real classy.
Actually, I laugh a reactionary in their thinking. If they can find like a story about one kid playing a knockout game, and then when they see us talking, they don't see the difference. Like they just think that it's all the same thing. It's just like they think that like saying the N-word is the same thing as saying any other insult. They don't understand like the structural or the significant amount of value that's considered to have.
Hey, folks, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and check out our daily show. We do it every day at 12 p.m. Eastern for about 2.5 hours. We even take phone calls. You should check that out.
Hello? You hear me? Hello, what's up? Yep, coming through. Oh, doing all right. Just trying to finish my daily challenges here. Having a little bit of a problem getting headshots for some reason. Oh, it's the Goblin. It's the Goblin, my favorite gun. No, don't do that. No, actually, if you did, I didn't see it, or I'm not sure. How did you send it? Do you think through the game? I remember you talking about it. Well, the Oh, don't look at that.
God, and then my mic was off. Circle. Hello.
Are you there?
Yeah, sorry about that.
All right.
That was I actually left Call of Duty to go to like the photo app or something. I don't even know what happened there.
Oh, I thought I did it. Because I was like trying to find your message, and then I was like, oh, I guess I disconnected us.
I definitely screwed it up. All right. Yeah, and plus it is double XP going on right now. And multiplayer. I was literally just like I was texting you while like right when you texted me, like gonna ask if you're cool playing multiplayer. All right. So gotcha. Shit. Hello. Hello. What's happening? Hello.
Are you still there?
I'm here. Can you hear me?
Okay. Yeah, I was looking at the picture, and then all the audio cut out. Sorry about that.
No, it's fine.
All right, I'm trying to do this fast here.
Do some headshots.
Yeah.
All right, let's get into it. Do you have any particular playlist you want to jump into? You just want to jump into the normal shit?
Can you just give me 1 second? I'm gonna I'm gonna try to do the try to do your setup.
Oh, okay, yeah, sure.
For the Goblin.
Sure, I'm gonna take that into the I'm gonna wait. I thought I replaced the. Okay, I'm gonna replace my Goblin. Let me bring this into the firing range. It's been a minute.
I really hate having to wear reading glasses.
I mean, it's like there's no recoil on this build. It's just about like have you ever seen the movie Tombstone?
Tombstone?
Yeah, it's like I think it's got shit.
Sharon Stone, or
No,
is that not?
that's The Quick and the Dead.
Oh, okay.
Tombstone has.
I'm sure I saw.
Kurt Russell is in it, and Val Kilmer. Val Kilmer plays Doc Holliday.
Okay.
And like they have the showdown at the OK Corral in that movie. There's like a scene where like he has a pistol and he's like he's quick shooting it, like slapping like the what's that? It's not the trigger. What's the other part of a pistol that you pull back on with a thumb? The you know what I'm talking about?
The hammer.
The hammer, yeah, like pulling back the hammer, but like slapping on the hammer and like shoot it, but like do it like really fast. Like it's kind of like that. That's what like doing these like semi-auto kills. It's just like trying to hit the trigger with your right finger as fast as possible. That's really the key. And like, there's not a lot of recoil on this build, so if you can just get the sight on them and then just start blasting the right finger, you'll kill.
All right, I'll try it. I got the setup. I'm ready to go.
Let's do it. And I hope it works for you. I really do. Actually, I don't know if they recently buffed them or not, but I've been messing with the DM10 and the TR2. These are marksman rifles, and they're also semi-auto. And they were starting to give me a bit of the Type 63 feel from Cold War, which was my favorite.
Perfect.
Yeah, how's your day?
Today was all right. I went to go out to Elmhurst, the house, which has finally been listed. I wanted to mop the floor in the basement because there was, I don't know, some people had already looked at it, I guess, when they were, or maybe the workers. Anyway, there was like footprints all over the place. So I wanted to clean it up a little bit. And then Rachel's brother had asked me to put some air fresheners in the house, and I brought some. And stupid me, I didn't look at them carefully. I thought that you just plug them in the wall and that you're done. You know, they're like diffusers where they have like oil, and then I guess it heats up and diffuses into the air. Right. So anyway, I put them on. I didn't bother to read the instructions. I just shoved them in the outlets. Okay. Then I left and I came home and I was like, "Huh? Oh, here's the instructions." Then I like read the instructions. I'm like, I don't think there was even any oil in the fucking things that I bought, and I plugged them in the wall. Well, and I'm like, oh shit, is that a fire hazard? So I look it up, and they're like, yeah, that's definitely a fire hazard. Shit. I'm like, oh motherfucker. So I had to go all the way back to Elmhurst and fucking take them out of the wall, and then go buy some new ones because they didn't. Of course, they didn't have the refills for the type that when I went to Target, they didn't have what
Oh, no.
So anyway, it was a whole fiasco, but most of my day was in Elmhurst kind of cleaning and doing that shit.
Sorry about that.
Flashbang incoming! Incoming tactical!
How was your day?
Fine, just another, mostly just at work. Just trying to kill my day as quick as possible.
School still in session right now?
Actually, we're on extended hours. I think it's finals or something.
Yeah.
So, but I'm never doing extended hours. Screw that shit, dude. There's one night I went to go do like overnight, and to go in just like super early. And like I went to the bus and it was a nightmare because people were still like leaving the bars and shit, and like there's just all these drunk people like at like the bus stops and stuff. I'm like, dude, this sucks, man. Like I don't even want to be here. I would not be here if I didn't have to be if I wasn't going to work. And so I was just kind of like, this, and like there's tons of drunk people on the bus all the way down. I was just like, this is not worth it. I'm sorry. Everyone else is probably like driving from the burbs and parking in the parking lot. I'm taking a bus with a bunch of drunk people. I'm cool. Yeah, when I got my last promotion to the
library operations associate. Kind of the deal with that is that I had to work extended hours.
Oh yeah.
And I was not happy about it, but I was like, whatever, you know. It's just a once or twice a year thing, you know.
There's worse shit to deal with for sure. I
got lucky. I only really had to do it. Yeah.
You only had to do it when?
Oh, I only had to do it, I think just one time because after I did it the first time, COVID hit, and then we didn't have extended hours.
That's right. Oh my God. So
just kind of retired during COVID, so yeah, I kind of just waltzed out the door and said, all right.
Fuck it.
Fuck that.
Well, all right.
Yeah, I did it once, and it was not fun.
I used to always do it, especially when I was a student. When I was a student worker, I would always do the overnights. Because I was already working like the 5 to 1 shift. So overnights weren't that bad.
Incoming touch!
Whatever. I've been streaming a whole lot. I'm streaming right now. Hope it's okay. Do not believe anyone is watching. I don't even have the AI guy commenting on my shit anymore because I think I don't know if he's a real person. I don't know what the deal was, but like they made a comment and I was kind of like, I'm starting to think you're AI and it's starting to piss me off. That's my comment, and they never commented again. I'm like, well, maybe they would.
You hurt the AI's feelings.
Yeah, maybe I hurt the AI's feelings. Yeah, maybe it wasn't AI and they're just weird. They wouldn't answer like any questions that I would ask in the comment. They would make a comment, then I'd be like, oh, hey, well, what about this? You know, then it's silence. They would never respond to it. So I'm like, I think you're AI. If they would have like started like a real conversation, just once, just one response to any of my comments, I would have believed they were human.
Been Mark Zuckerberg in the news this week because he was saying whatever, he said something about, you know, he's making AI friends for people or something.
Yes.
Did you hear that?
I did hear about this, yes. That's already kind of a thing, but if Meta's going to start doing it, it's probably going to
on steroids.
Dude, I don't know, man. This is going to become a thing. I'm going to be 1,000% honest, man. I am tempted to fuck with an AI friend. That's how atomized and horrible the world is. AI friends is like, hey, maybe it's not so bad, but it is a bad idea. It's terrible. AI is not. It should be banned. AI should just be fucking banned. It's not ready for prime time. We don't have the infrastructure as far as the energy it takes to produce it. Like, it needs to be put on the back burner because if they just wanted to take everyone's jobs, then we're gonna need some kind of like universal basic income going on.
Yeah, right.
Like if that's the point of AI, is just take everyone's job to do everything, even like write and do art and all that shit. It's like, dude, you better hand over some fucking money to people because, like, get out, Frank! I don't know what you expect people to do if you're just smart. If these capitalist fucking pieces of shit just want AI to do everything for them, so they don't have to pay anybody. Sex of shit.
Oh fuck! Oh fuck! Oh fuck! Oh fuck! Get it! Oh, I went out in the red zone. I couldn't get back.
Oh no! Return to the camp. Sometimes you just can't return. Just like, oh,
yeah, I was like kind of behind a barbed wire fence thing, and I was like, I couldn't jump over it.
Sniper, find cover!
So, is this build doing anything for you, or is you're still hating on the goblin?
I'm kind of feeling like it's about the same as what I had been doing, but I'm just not good at the fast trigger. That's I mean, I know you can do. It'll shoot as fast as you can do your finger, but I'm not good at that.
Hey, if it's not,
whoa, fuck, come on.
I've definitely lost the feel. I don't know why. Like I kind of like got into it in Cold War. Like those were just. I just feel like those were the best guns. Did you mess with like the Type 63 and those? Do you remember Cold War? Did you? I know that was pretty early in your COD career.
I remember you talking about the Type 63. I'm not sure, to be honest. I don't know if I liked it or not. It sounds familiar.
You didn't camo grind
Sure,
Cold War,
I did use it. No.
Did you? When was the first camo grind? Did you do the Vanguard camo grind?
I started doing it, and I was just so slow that no, I didn't finish it.
Wait, I'm sorry. Did you finish any camo grind? No, I don't be like that.
Yeah, I finished like the last two.
Oh, okay.
This one.
Oh, right on, sweet. So that's about as long as it took me to start doing camo grinds too. I started in 2018. So actually, I didn't start doing the camo grind until Cold War is the first time I finished the camo. And I'm still thinking, like, I will eventually go back to 2019 and finish that one because I was well on my way in that one.
Don't reward failure.
Yeah, I remember kind of feeling that way about Vanguard. I was like, oh, I wanted to finish this, but
I mean, it's a grind. If you ever feel like going back to finish, you let me know. So I think if I was going to go back to any game outside of like Cold War, I'd probably go back to Vanguard. Just feel I had such a good time playing that.
Oh, slow down.
That whole year was just felt good. All right, come on, do my emote, dude. It didn't even give me a chance to emote. What is that about?
Yep. Emote.
The emote situation in this game is getting worse.
Yeah.
You used to be able to spam your emote. People just hit your emote over and over and over again. Now it's like you have to hit it at the perfect time or it won't even work.
Right. Yeah, you're just blindly hitting it. It's so dumb.
Yeah, I think you have to hit it before there's a countdown. When you like the way it works now,
yeah.
You hit it and then it'll be like emoting in 2, 3 was like 3, 2, 1, 0. And if you don't hit it like within that that countdown, which is happening without you even really knowing it, you won't emote.
Mm-hmm.
Which is, and you know what? It's a crime against humanity. Not really, I'm just kidding.
It is the biggest problem facing.
Kind of. I mean, I know Trump's pretty bad and stuff like that, but this emote situation is fucked. I'm sorry.
Pretty crazy that the Pope's from Chicago.
The Chicago Pope. Hey, oh, the Pope. How you doing?
You know, one of the Pope contenders, his last name, did you catch that? It was Pizza Balla. Like no. Pizza Ball.
Pizza Ball?
What the hell? Seriously.
Can we please have Pope?
Pizza Balla.
Dude, maybe next time. Maybe he'll stick around and we can have Pope Pizza Ball.
Colbert did a funny little bit about it, and he's like, if that guy gets picked, he's got to like team up with Domino's to have like create the pizza ball, and he showed like an image of like a pizza ball with pepperoni all over it.
You know, I would join a dodgeball league if they used pizza balls.
Overdrive. So glad I don't have to run. Time to get our hands
like just
dirty.
hit me with it.
Get to work. Lead's ours.
So I'm doing this. They got this new event going on right now. You collect these.
Maybe I should not have smoked before entering heavy combat.
These blood bucks or whatever it is. And I unlock. The highest one is 100 weed bucks or whatever. And all it is a battle pass unlock. Like a level unlock. And like I'm already doing my battle pass.
UAV in the turret.
Yeah, I've been collecting a lot of bucks.
Orange slices.
I just hope that the other prizes are worth it, because kind of like I don't give a shit about battle pass tokens. Like any.
Yeah, you're done.
The battle pass is easy, super easy.
Oops.
Literally, all you have to do is play. It's come on.
UAV exiting AO.
So glad I don't have to run in here. That's all you. You just carry me around.
Oh shit. Pizza ball.
So glad I don't have to run in here. That's all you. Carry me around.
I never ever heard of a person with the last name P that had anything pizza in it.
Oh man, I wish my name was Mr. Pizza. I would start a pizza chain, and people will come to it just because my name is Pizza. And this dude's got to have great pizza. His name's Pizza. It would be great. I would make sure it was.
Nice. We're pulling ahead.
Alas.
I always wonder, like, why, like, if you worked at a good pizza restaurant in Chicago, like, if you wanted to make a lot of money and, like, open up your own business, go to, like, Michigan where there's no good pizza, and, like, just cook the fucking pizza the way that you know how to do it, that you learned in Chicago. But the thing and then everyone will come to your fucking place.
You're missing a huge part of this. There's a reason why they don't have.
Is it the meat?
No.
Aren't...
There's a reason why they don't have good pizza in Michigan. Because people in Michigan don't know what good pizza is. Okay? If they did, they'd already have it.
Tango. The battle words.
These idiots across the country.
Well, there's people like my brother-in-law. Like, he grew up in Chicago, and he loves when he comes in to have pizza because in Michigan it sucks. He is a person who knows what good pizza is. He could be.
I think.
Or Florida. That was another place that was absolutely shit.
I mean, we should. Because I'm pretty like I'm kind of like on the whole. New York pizza's the best. I mean, and that's like blasphemous from someone like me.
You've fallen behind.
But it's the deep dish is an acquired thing. It's a whole thing. Like you can just grab a slice of New York pizza. You can't just grab a slice of Chicago deep dish.
Lead dart.
Like it's a whole thing. Like you have to block out time. You have to like take vacation time if you're going to eat a Chicago deep dish pizza.
Yeah.
You gotta like call
I don't know how many
work.
people like. Yeah, I don't actually like deep dish pizza. I never order it. I don't know. Is that kind of a thing that's no? I get thin crust always.
Yeah, Chicago style. I am a fan. I don't know if it's just because it's like whatever, you know. But like Gino's East, delicious. Giordano's, delicious. Like their Chicago style pizzas are like chef's kiss, perfect. Like they're delicious. Like Illuminati's, all these places, all their deep dishes are really good. And there's actually there's a place called Kitchen 17, which serves once a week. One day every week they'll serve a vegan deep dish pizza. And I have not been there yet. Check it out.
What place is this?
It's called Kitchen 17.
Oh, okay.
It's somewhere in the city. I don't know the address. But I don't know if it's different, but like I know for a while it was like every Wednesday they would make it available, like a vegan deep dish.
Huh.
And you know, Wednesday's not a great day, so I mean, but I think I just need to. I need to take the time to do it. I haven't had a vegan deep dish yet.
We've taken control.
I've actually never eaten at a Gino's East Pizza, which is probably some kind of sacrilegious thing.
Bro, it's good. I mean, it's really good. I mean, if what Chicago's style deep dish have you had, if any?
It ain't working. We've lost the advantage.
Man, I'm trying to remember the last time I had Chicago. There used to be. Trying to remember when I lived in Chicago, there was like it was a small chain.
Giordano's was always kind of my favorite. I always felt like they had the best crust. And that was kind of a chain, and there's a few of them in the city. Illuminati's is really good.
There.
I'm trying to think. Oh, Uno's. Uno's is pretty good. I don't know if that's still there actually. That's like on Sheffield near Belmont, I think.
Yeah, apparently I have not sampled like City of Chicago's. Not too many of their actual like Gino's East. I haven't eaten at Uno's. I mean, at Giordano's, yes.
Yeah.
Or Giordano's.
Giordano's really good. If you
Malnati's, I never ate there.
Oh, really? Okay. Because I think that's even more like chain
they haven't been
than Giordano's.
They kind of just eat pizza like kind of close to where you live. You know, I never lived near any of those places.
Yeah, I used to. I mean, there's plenty of places to get some deep dish. But I haven't been deep dish in like 10 years because
Hey, incoming
I'm vegan.
I think I had Pizza Hut.
Pizza
a long time ago, like in high school.
Pizza.
That I have definitely have had.
I loved Pizza Hut back in the day. They had a couple. They had 2 Pizza Huts in Joliet. And it's real fancy. They had the red and white plaid tablecloths, and you go in there.
Yeah.
Have a good old time.
Yeah, that's a place you go. You go to high with your friends and just fucking eat a ton of pizza, and then fall asleep right at the table. God, I'm tired.
No, we used to always get pizza from like a place that was literally called Chicago Pizza. And like, because they would like deliver like into like late night. This is when I first moved to Chicago. We would get that shit all the time. And they had deep dish too, I think, but they also had another. I don't even think we ever ordered a deep dish. But you can like order pizza like at midnight and shit.
Got my free plan here. Whatever I want. Oh, shit. How the fuck did we lose that match?
Wow, are you trying to shoot me?
Up for us.
Oh, wait. I guess you are.
Oh man, this is the voodoo scandal. Someone paid $25 for this. Good golly, Miss Molly. No emotes for us. Did you finish your challenges?
Yeah, I'm good.
You're good? Go.
I think I'm gonna leave it there for tonight.
Sounds good. What do you got going on? What's today? Thursday? Is tonight wine night, bro?
Right. Yep.
Wine night!
Downstairs and watch some TV.
Let's go. What are you watching tonight?
We've been watching this series called Paradise. It's kind of a sci-fi thing about like the world ends, but the U.S. government has built like a sea way underneath the earth.
Oh wow!
But they've made it look like they have a dome and they like basically broadcast sky and daylight. And it looks like a normal universe. It's really kind of stupid.
Oh, dude, we're heading there.
Also kind of interesting.
We're still heading there.
Yeah.
Honestly,
if I didn't figure out how to live and how to survive.
If I didn't get motion sickness from virtual reality, I probably would have checked out from the Earth a while ago. I'd be in the virtual world.
Live in your bubble.
Yes, indeed. I'd be living in like the Star Wars universe or something. Anyway, all right. Hey, enjoy wine night. Tell Rachel I said what's up. And
okay, we'll do, man.
Hit me up tomorrow. I'll be on. It's Friday, baby.
All right, awesome. Have a good night.
Woo, later. See what I'm doing.
Lindsey Graham, he pays for high-class sex workers, like upwards of probably $5,000. I don't think he's probably on Grindr. If I had to guess, anyways, this is all speculation. He might have a husband like behind the scenes, honestly.
Yeah, I think there is something to like a lot of the guys just using it as an excuse to like party it up when they're away from their families or just out and about. But it was, yeah, that's the CPAC Grindr experience.
That's amazing. Wow. That's amazing.
No, my CPAC video. Anyway, sorry.
No, go ahead.
I look back on that one and I'm still like, there are still things that I look back on and I'm like, God, did that really happen? I overheard what was it? I overheard a conversation in the lobby when I was eating breakfast one time between a lawyer who was representing like one of the whistleblowers on like a transing kids case, and she was talking shit about Ted Cruz and how she knew him. And I also, the very first day I came across Mike Lindell just chilling in a hallway, which was surreal. And
he gets around.
Yeah. Oh boy, does he! Just a ball of energy. I never came across him at a point where he was not just at 11 all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's wild.
I love the domain. I love you.
With when you met Sebastian Gorka, is his voice a theater voice? Does he put on a performance, or does he actually speak like that all the time?
Yes, he very much like that's the way he speaks. Like I went like, oh my gosh, Sebastian was such a, he was like, yes, please, yes. And it was also, and I try not to like physically shame people or make fun of exposure rates, but in their saying that he's just a massive melon. Like it is
feel like you're an expert on grifting at this point, not just because of your journalism, but because of your deep dives. I wanted to pick your brain about other grifters in this space because there's definitely a left to right pipeline. And I think that most of these people are either cranks from the beginning, but they hide their power level, or they are just kind of following whichever way the wind is blowing, like Brianna Wu. The latest one that I'm unfortunately being familiar with lately, which I didn't really know much about this person, is Lindy Lee. She just launched a show with Anna Kasparian and Jillian Michaels on the Valuetainment network, and it's very much like The View. And so she went from being a Kamala Harris campaign surrogate to a Trump booster within the span of like 2 months. And she was just on a show with Tara Palmieri, and basically Tara was asking her, and I have the clip too if we want to watch it. Tara was asking her, like, well, why should we believe you? You were just a campaign surrogate. And her answer is so funny to me because she's basically like, I have no choice. Politics is my whole life. What do you expect me to do? It is so funny. And like, she was an unpaid surrogate, just to be clear. She fundraised for the Democratic Party, but she was a surrogate and acted as if she was like, she had no choice but to do propaganda for Biden and Harris, even though deep down she was so conflicted and was always conservative. But like, the clip is like a minute that Tara had shared.
I would love to see it, honestly.
Yeah, the whole interview is around 40 minutes long, and it's very entertaining. But this portion in particular, shared by Tara, is a good snapshot into like what's going on with the mind of this person. Not much, but I'll shut up and play it.
Domination. Pacify the AO, kill team.
Nobody has to work that. You're not getting it. Politics is my entire life. What do I do without politics?
So you don't believe what you're doing?
Are you like, should I become a teacher or something? Are you asking me to change my profession?
I actually think that if you're gonna stand up and speak for other people as a surrogate, if you're gonna work for a campaign, you know, and now you're gonna come out with a book, like you should believe in what you're saying. Like if you didn't believe in it then, how are we supposed to believe you now?
This is my truth. Take it or leave it. I don't need you, Tara or Mary. I don't need you to believe me. This is just my truth. If I have the receipts.
I'll leave your truth, sweetie. Thank you.
I love that. I love the like TikTok psychology speak of like somebody calling you out for like how can we trust you when you're saying the exact opposite shit like a month ago, and they're like, well, you know what? I thought this was a safe space and I'm living in my truth, and I'm feeling really vulnerable right now with you guys. I'm like, oh, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. I like that. That's funny.
It's like a record shift from left to right to where you go from being a surrogate, like the Democratiest Democrat in the country, to hosting a conservative show on a conservative network, attacking trans people, attacking immigrants, and you have a book somehow. Like, it's like the whiplash is insane. Who was with you just a couple of months ago that followed you here? It doesn't make any sense to me. And even if like, okay, if you don't care at all about the politics and you're just saying what you think is going to get you a paycheck, isn't this like the most tacky way to do a grift? Like, doesn't there have to be at least a little bit of self-awareness to where you finesse the audience? Like Anna Kasparian, this has been a year-long journey to the right. You know, it's not as subtle as Dave Rubin, honestly, in my opinion. But like with Lindy Lee, it's like she flipped a switch. Like, I hate woke now. Like, it's insane to me.
Have you seen her take? Have you watched the?
I have not watched the thing. Have you watched it, Deaddomine?
I have not, regrettably. I've tried. So the TYT operates in this fascinating space for me where it's actually a lot like H3 and Ethan, where not to get like into the weeds on that, but it is something that so many people followed for so long, and so many people I know are like, oh my gosh, I used to love them and I used to watch them so much, and like this is how I kind of got into politics, or how I started turning to the left, or you know, whatever it may be. And I never really, whether it was just through like that wasn't the circles I ran in, or just getting into politics at a different time, like I never really had a lot of exposure to any of them. So it's always been this very like from afar thing, seeing Cenk go on TPUSA, seeing Anna start making this very broad turn. It's been more of like it's been more like anthropologically interesting than like me having any kind of investment in it.
That makes sense.
I guess I feel the same way about Lindy Lee, because I didn't know anything about her up until the moment where I found out that she's this supposed ex surrogate who changed teams. But I get that. Like I'm pretty much like I wasn't someone who grew up with TYT or H3H3 specifically because H3H3. I think that's like that was the next generation behind me, the people who were like old enough to find like, you know, that generation of the internet edginess, aka racist shit, really, really funny. But I respect and I love a good growth. Who doesn't, right? Like someone who just effectively is like, hey, I used to do a lot of terrible racist shit. I'm ashamed of it and I'm going to work to being better. You know, all you can ask of another person. It's kind of like why I think iDubbbz it really came around better than, you know, Ethan has in this entire regard. But yeah, with with Anna and in this case Lindy, I think they've only just begun. I think we're only witnessing the early stages of the transformation, right?
Yeah.
So,
yeah. Oh yeah. Well, and I think it's because we are in this weird space where wokeness, the state of whatever wokeness means, and you know the progressive movements around whether it's corporate like rainbow capitalism, whether it's like the stuff that is being actively legislated against, that the Justice Department or the Trump administration is going after and trying to force companies to stop doing DEI stuff. It's in this weird space where I think conservatives have latched onto it so tightly, Democrats have barely defended it. So people are aware that like, okay, this is something that if you it's a social signifier. If you say, oh, this wokeness has gone too far, you can go and get some of that right-wing bag. But I think, again, that pendulum is swinging so hard, so fast that I really think there is going to be galvanizing around DEI or around social issues from the left, like in the next like 2 years or so. And I think it's going to be interesting to see how these people kind of navigate like whatever seesaw ends up happening there.
I've already seen the complication. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Oh, no, go ahead. Go ahead, Lance.
I was going to say, I don't know if you both have seen the complication with right-wingers not having language to correctly identify the fact that they, in fact, have a lot of like Nazis in their midst and are now dealing with like, well, there's some pretty profound anti-Semitism that actually goes beyond what I thought was, you know, considered normal in our groups. So now we've got people like Jordan Peterson and James Lindsay calling that the woke right. And so now they're going after, but because I was, again, like when you've bastardized language like this so far, right? Like we've strayed so far from the light of God at this point, taking the original purpose of these terms. And like now it's at a point where like it just seems exhausting to me to have to watch a trailer or play a game or watch or listen to a song on the radio through the lens of woke, right? Like just sitting there thinking like, what about this is woke? Are they indoctrinating me? Is that a black person? Is this a woman? Is that an indigenous? Like, Jesus Christ. It looks exhausting. That's all I'm saying.
So I did a video recently because the whole, I'm sure you're familiar with like Grums and Gamergate 2 and all that shit. And it's like,
love me some Grums.
Big fan of Grums here.
Yeah, no, I read some of his erotic exploits on stream at one point.
I didn't know that was a thing.
Oh, it's good. It's good stuff. But I did a video recently kind of just talking about Gamergate 2 and how this movement really failed to do anything. And I think a large part of it is because so many people from outside the movement, like the way that they were pitched it just doesn't appeal to most gamers. Most people, they buy a game, they see a game that looks cool, they buy it, they play it. And the way, like you were just saying, the way these people consume media is going in, thinking there's going to be something woke, finding something woke, and then making 1,000, 10, 11, barely hitting the YouTube